The scene where Tom DeLonge is Britney Spears from Sometimes on the beach and his butt cracks hanging out. I'm like 12 years old again.
Hi, my name's Sarah, and this is my sister Katie.
And we just want to remind everybody that
Girls like rock too.
So far in our podcast series, Sarah and I have dived into a lot of different facets of 90s alternative rock and Britpop.
Yep.
We've talked about specific bands. We talked about specific albums, trends, even some rivalries.
Yeah.
But there's one main theme of 90s that we haven't really dived into yet. And that would be the music video.
Music video. Yeah, I feel like the 90s were like the height of music videos.
Yeah, Sarah and I, we're not old enough to remember the birth of the music video.
No, not that old.
We're not that old. However, we do remember the height of the music video and just the prestige of the music video and the importance for bands of the music video.
Oh, yeah. It was a way to create your brand as a band.
Yes, it was one of the few ways to really get yourselves out there in the 90s.
Definitely.
And Sarah and I, we've also seen over the years the decline of the music video. Our artists, they still make music videos, but nowadays it's not the same in your face, always watching it all the time, feeling that it was in the 90s. When we were growing up for music, we didn't have YouTube. We didn't have TikTok. We didn't have Instagram shorts. We had what the live television was going to show you, and that's all we had. If we were lucky, we had a blank VHS tape in our VCR that we could hit record if we were like, oh, sweet, this is the beginning of my favorite music video, and we could watch it over and over again. That's all we had in the 90s.
Yeah, no, music videos were a big deal. Very influential.
Yeah.
When a new album was coming out, the whole concept of that album, it's a way to kind of enhance your experience listening to the song.
Yeah. And, you know, there's those bands that have amazing videos, pieces of art.
Yeah.
Some bands where you're like, okay, they didn't put as much thought into their music videos, but I just always thought it was a shame when there was a really good song and the video wasn't that good.
Yeah, that happened a few times.
times.
Yeah.
So Sarah and I thought, you know what? Let's do an episode on music videos because it's definitely a trip down memory lane.
Oh my goodness, is it ever?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, so today we're going to go over some of our favorite music videos, and most of them I'm sure you've all seen if you're from our era. And there's some of them not necessarily the ones that had the biggest impact and the most amount of views, but just videos that really stuck out for us and that we to this day enjoy watching.
Yeah. Exactly. YouTube, I think, came out in 2005, and my big introduction to YouTube was watching music videos.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh my goodness, you can watch your favorite music video whenever.
Yeah.
It was so great. And I think for bands, it made them more accessible to a more international audience, YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah, and just this chance of being like, oh, wait, I think I kind of remember that music video. Let me look it up on YouTube, and looking at it. And let me tell you, I looked over my videos that I picked for today's episode. I rewatched them last night just to remember them because some of them had been a long time. And it just transported me back into time.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. It's crazy how music and a music video can just bring you back.
Yeah. And just the imagery of the music video, all of my music videos, when I say them, you'll know right away what music, the music video. You'll picture it in your head if you're a millennial or a Gen Xer. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I'm going to start with my first music video.
Go for it.
In terms of chronology, I just went by order of me personally remembering watching them, so they're not necessarily in year order.
Nice. That's a good way to do it.
Yeah, so my first one is, everyone's going to be like, of course, Katie picked this one, but No Doubt, Don't Speak.
That's a good video.
Yeah. I would argue this probably is my favorite music video. I just love this music video.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Love the song.
Yeah,
one of those situations where the video is just bang on to portray the song.
That's the essence of a music video. It needs to match the mood of the song.
Yes. Yeah. So Don't Speak, that came out in 1996. It was directed by Sophie Muller, who's a British music video director. After this video, No Doubt did a bunch with hers, and Gwen Stefani also for her solo career did a bunch with Sophie as well.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And this was a great start to her Sophie Mueller's career with No Doubt, because this is just a really good music video. So according to Wikipedia, so I take it with a grain of salt, I don't know how legit this is, but judging from what I've read before, it seems true. Before they filmed this video, they were on the brink of breaking up, No Doubt.
Really?
Yeah. They
didn't know that.
No Doubt, they had a pretty tumultuous beginning. They lost an original member to suicide.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Wow. beginning. I'm talking when Gwen and Tony were still in high school.
Okay.
Tony and Gwen went through a horrible breakup.
Right. Yeah.
Gwen's brother Eric, he was a main member of the band. He left the band just when Tragic Kingdom came out. Gwen had to really fight to get him included on the album to get royalties for it.
Okay.
So they weren't a picture perfect band, and their first album didn't do well.
Right.
So they struggled at the beginning. So all this being said, tensions were high in the band, and this video really plays on that.
Yeah.
Apparently, literally right before this video, they were going to break up, but instead they thought, let's use this video as a form of therapy.
Wow. Oh, neat.
And
okay.
man, can you see that in the video?
Yeah.
The emotion of Gwen with the other male band members in the video, and her just singing "Don't Speak to Them."
Yep.
You can really see it in their faces and the way their mannerisms and the way they are. So I really think that's cool that they did that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love the style of the music video. Obviously, I love the way Gwen looks. And this is when Gwen was just Gwen. She wasn't millionaire Gwen. She wasn't, billionaire or not billionaire. She wasn't like this.
She might be a billionaire now.
Well, yeah, probably now. But she wasn't this big, huge celebrity that she is now. She was just Gwen, and she was just singing with her band.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the video, it's cool. Like, it does them playing in the studio. Then I really like the juxtaposition with them playing live.
Yeah.
And when they're playing live, that was before they were on the brink of breaking up. You can tell they had the energy.
Yep.
And it's kind of neat. Not that I'm trying to be like, oh, I'm so deep, but just comparing them when they weren't famous yet, having great time on stage. All of a sudden now they're famous, tensions are high. And what I also like about this music video is there's the storyline. There's the three male members of the band. They're not getting this attention that Gwen's getting. She's this beautiful woman. She's getting the cover of the magazine, and rightfully so. They're PO'd, right?
Yeah.
They're just as much part of the band as Gwen is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think they just did this storyline in such a way, it wasn't cheesy, it was well done. And what I also like about this video is Don't Speak. The song itself was about Tony and Gwen's breakup. But I love how she sings it to the band, so it shows that you don't have to have heartbreak just over a relationship ending. You can have heartbreak over friendships ending. You can have heartbreak over family members, leaving your life. So I just thought that was really cool. And you know what? No Doubt Don't Speak. It's got 1.1 billion views on YouTube as of now. So apparently I'm not the only person who likes this music video.
Okay, I'll go with mine. And I know you mentioned Don't Speak is maybe your favorite music video.
I'm going to say it. No, I think that's just one of those music videos I can watch over and over again.
Yeah. I don't know if this is my favorite, but when we talked about doing this episode, the first video that came to my mind was Bittersweet Symphony, the Verve. If you are between 30 to 55, you will know exactly what video I am talking about. Bittersweet Symphony, the Verve, came out in 1997. The lead singer, Richard Ashcroft, is walking down a street in East London somewhere. I think it's Hoxton Street. The video starts, he's just rounding the corner of the street, and he just starts walking
I
down
can vividly remember that video.
Yeah, you see his shoes, it comes up, and you see Richard Ashcroft of The Verve. It's such a great song, and the iconicness of this video is in the simplicity of the video. Just the lead singer, and he's walking down the street. And I think we were talking about this earlier. I really into Britpop as a kid. I loved the music, the sounds, the drum beats, the fashion. I didn't really get the lyrics as a kid.
No.
So now that I'm older, I'm an adult. The commentary in Britpop of just the mundane life of lower to middle class people is huge in Britpop, and Bittersweet Symphony captures that so well, and they capture that in the video. It's just he's just walking down the street, oblivious to everyone around him, and the camera really zooms in on his face a lot, but Richard never really makes eye contact with the camera. And it's great because it bounces back and forth between seeing him forward and then seeing him backward. And it's almost like you're walking down the street.
Yeah. And it's a single shot, isn't it?
It seems
Pretty
like
much.
it. I mean, yeah, like it shoots between like the front and the back, but yeah, kind of just
You know,
him continuously walking down the street. Yeah. And so just a commentary on the mundaneness of life. It looks like it's a busy street, a lot of different types of people walking down the street, going about their lives. It almost looks like it's a weekday afternoon.
Yeah.
And Ashcroft is just getting to work or maybe going to meet his friends at a bar or something. And you can relate to that so well, or most people. And then at the end, the 4 band members of the Verve meet up with Richard. Yes. And from behind, they're just walking away. It's just such a classic video. And as I mentioned, this is the first one that came to my mind when we were talking about iconic music videos.
Yeah, and
so
as I mentioned at the beginning, some of our videos on our list, they're not necessarily, they're not Smells Like Teen Spirit or the ones that everybody remembers as the music videos. But for us, it just struck a chord.
Exactly.
And I remember Bittersweet Symphony very well. He's kind of got the Liam Gallagher swagger.
He's definitely got the late 90s British swagger for sure. Yeah. And just his look, it's so late 90s. I'm in a British rock band, right? With the leather jacket and his haircut. Just a classic video, and it always stayed with me, and it's one I still put on YouTube.
Okay, it's from Bittersweet Symphony. I'm going to take it back across the pond to the States and going to go with the Smashing Pumpkins, Tonight.
Wow. I rewatched that again this week.
Piece of art.
It is a
literal piece of art.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So again, like I was talking about with No Doubt, this was my first introduction to the Smashing Pumpkins. I was 8 when the video came out. And even as a young 8-year-old girl, I remember being very intrigued by the band and very intrigued by this video. And Tonight is just a beautiful song. It's not the hard thrashiness, the Billy Corgan's snarly voice. It's not like that Tonight. It's a very pretty song. It's got the nice use of violins and strings, and it's a song that when I was watching the video, I was like, this is a song and video that your mom and dad can enjoy, or your grandma even. Yeah. It's a real little short film. So the band and the directors for the video went through a lot of different ideas at first for this song, and eventually they went with the video that they went with because the directors thought that the cover of Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness, that woman against the star, they felt that it reminded them of an old silent film.
Oh, yeah.
So they based this video on, and I apologize if I butcher his name, George Miel, a silent film, a Trip to the Moon. It's from the early 1900s.
Oh, cool.
I didn't realize that until I was in university and I was taking a film class, and the professor's like, oh, we're going to watch this silent film. If you like the Smashing Pumpkins, you're totally going to recognize it.
Oh, neat.
And sure enough, I was like, oh my gosh, I do. I rewatched the video again the other night, and I hadn't seen it for, oh my gosh, probably a good 10, 15 years. I hadn't sat down and watched this video. And even after all these years, it's still just a really enjoyable video to watch. It
is.
The use of costumes, the cinematography, the storyline, it's very cute. This couple literally takes a trip to the moon and meets some aliens and has a good night. And I love the look of the band in the video. I think they just look really classy in their old school outfits. And, Darcy Retzky, the bassist, she's playing this like upright old school bass. It's just a beautiful video. And most of you out there, you've probably seen it or seen clips of it. But if you haven't, take the 4 minutes, and I don't think you'll be disappointed.
No, it's an experience watching that video.
It is. It's a pleasant experience watching Tonight, and it makes me just want to listen to that song in general again. It won the MTV Video Music Awards video, the coveted Video of the Year award in 1996.
Wow. Oh, nice.
And Billy Corgan commented. He commented that this video just struck a chord with a ton of people, and it really made them a household name. And again, part of that reason I think is because you could have it on and your mom and dad weren't like, "Oh, what are you watching?" And they were probably like, "Oh, like this is a cool video."
Yep. It was so different at the time.
It was. It was a really different time for the time, sorry. And again, that's just what I love about the Smashing Pumpkins. They're just so different. They're so different all the time, but they just do it well.
Yeah.
It's still, the video's different from some of their other stuff, but it's still Billy Corgan. It's still very Smashing Pumpkins.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And it kind of piques your interest to check out that album.
Yes. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I definitely had to put Tonight on my list.
It's a good choice. My second video is Alanis Morrissette, Ironic.
Thank you. A Canadian, finally.
A Canadian, yes. This came out in 96. So I would have been 10 or 11. And you probably know this video. Alanis Morissette is in a car. I think it's a Lincoln. And I was really excited because I thought it was filmed in Canada because of the winter landscape and the snow. It was actually filmed in New Jersey.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Yeah, but I like to think that maybe she filmed it there to give the vibe of a Canadian landscape.
It definitely, I thought it was.
Yeah,
I thought it was Ontario.
Yeah, it is cool that it was filmed in the winter. That could be due to time constraints, I guess, with the video, but they didn't wait for like the spring or summer.
Yeah.
And that always kind of stuck out for me. And the driver has a toque on. So it's Alanis Morissette in her car and she's driving, starts the song, she's singing along to the song, makes eye contact with the camera. And it's like 4 different personalities in the car. It's just such an iconic video. You know it. And Alanis, I think it was an interview in 2015, years later, that just commented that each actor, if you will, in the different color of sweaters was like different personalities.
Oh yeah, I could totally see that.
Yeah, there was the responsible one, the quirky one.
Yeah.
I think it was the romantic one and the fun one. And yeah, I guess this has probably been talked about before, but I always feel like the driver is Alanis and the 3 other are like her different personalities in her head.
Yeah.
And it's a really intimate video, not the most intimate song. Alanis Morissette has more intimate songs, and it's not intimate like Tonight is. But the video is intimate in that you're visually very close to the different characters in the car. So it's like you're in the car, right? Each shot is in the car. And it doesn't get boring, the video.
No, it doesn't. It's a really well done video.
It is. And then the one of the characters in the front halfway through, like opens the window and goes out.
And the irresponsible one pulls her back in.
Exactly. And they all interact with each other. They all sing. And then at the end, the car stops and then it's just the driver again. And she gets out of the car and her, you're thinking her personalities just follow her out of the car. So in a way, relatable, right? Thinking about your maybe different personalities, especially when you're driving alone. Again, similarly to our other videos we've mentioned, that one always just stuck out for me. I've been vocal on this podcast. I'm a huge fan of Jagged Little Pill. It's one of my ultimate albums. And this was just such a great video. And it was the second video I thought of right away when we talked about this episode. Bittersweet Symphony, Ironic.
Well, and kind of going back to Bittersweet Symphony, simplicity sometimes is underrated. Like, I find Ironic, it's a fairly simple music video. It's Alanis
That's a good point.
Playing the 4 different roles, so they didn't hire actors or anything, and the costumes aren't amazing. The car is old. They're just driving. Like, it's a fairly simple video, but yet it keeps you engaged.
Yes, thank you. All the videos I mentioned today are like that. Very simple, keeps you engaged.
You have a vibe.
Yeah.
which is cool.
I do have a vibe.
Yeah.
As I said, this one always stuck out for me. It did win, I think, a couple of awards at an MTV Music Award. Probably that would be 96 or 97. I can definitely see why. I just love Alanis Morissette. And this video, I think, captures her very well.
Very well.
Yeah. Her brand, if you will, in the 90s.
Yeah. My next video that it made my list, unless you lived under a rock in 1999, you have seen this video probably many times. Blink 182, All the Small Things.
That's a classic.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
definitely the silliest video on my list, but a well done video.
A well done video.
Was still a well done video.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, which I'm sure you have, it's just Blink 182 making parodies of a bunch of different famous pop videos from the time. This album was released in September 1999, so we were reaching the end of the 90s, the height of cheesy pop music.
Oh, definitely.
I think people were getting tired of it, and so Blink 182 took advantage of that and made a really funny video just making fun of all these pop stars and their silly, cheesy music videos. And I saw this video when it first came out. I probably saw this video, honestly, like 100 times. It was just always on. And at this point, Sarah and I did have satellite. We got satellite in our house. So we did get Much Music, and it was heavily played on Much Music.
Yes.
And
yes, it was.
So I kind of, at the time, I'm not going to lie, I got a little tired of it. Didn't really watch it much anymore. And I watched it again the other night. And I got to say, it made me LOL.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man,
no, it's
that
a well
scene,
done movie.
the scene where Tom DeLonge is Britney Spears from Sometimes on the beach and his butt cracks hanging out. I'm like 12 years old again. This is making me laugh out loud. Or when Mark Hoppus imitates "Quit Playing Games with My Heart," like in the rain scene, but it's just water from a guy washing the tour bus. That made me LOL.
Yeah.
And you know what? Blink-182, you do the silliness well. It's still a well done music video. Yeah. It's funny. They act really well in it. Even Travis, this quiet guy, he still does a really good job of playing these pop star characters. Yeah. And it's just a fun video to watch. It did really well. Yeah. I don't think it won Video of the Year at the MTV Awards, but it won some awards, and it kind of skyrocketed Blink-182 to fame.
Yeah.
I think this is what really made them big.
Yep.
They said that they wanted to make a song that was just a super catchy, radio-friendly punk pop song, and this definitely hit the mark, All the Small Things.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
And
super catchy.
The director of the music video, Marco Siega, he was actually worried that people wouldn't like the video because he's like, we're totally making fun of these videos all these people like, and we're kind of making fun of the people who like the videos.
Right.
But the irony is the opposite happened, that people loved the music video, and it made Blink-182 just as famous, if not more, than these pop princesses and boy bands. It really made them as big as them.
Yeah, and that's a really good point you're making. Shows the impact of a music video, especially in the late 90s.
Yeah.
80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, for that.
Yeah, and Enema of the State, it was Blink-182's third album, but it's the first one that really made them big.
Oh, yeah.
And
that was huge.
All the Small Things, like the first video from that album is What's My Age Again, the naked video.
Oh, gosh.
I didn't include that one because, I don't know, it's the naked video. And I just think All the Small Things was just even better done. It was funny. It was smart. They parodied these videos in a good way.
Yes.
Because it was funny.
Yeah, no, they did it really well.
Yeah.
And very on brand for Blink-182.
Yeah.
And authentic for them. Like just being funny.
Yes,
and,
it's very, very on point for Blink-182 style.
Yeah.
And I think this video, it stuck out for me too, because Sarah and I have often talked in our podcast about how the age of 12, 13, that's kind of when you form your own musical identity.
Totally.
And for me, Blink-182, as we've discussed in past episodes, that was really my identity, because in our household, my brother didn't like music like that at all. You weren't a fan of it. So this was just, I watched this video and I enjoyed it. And this was when I was like, wow, I think I'm going to start liking punk rock just because I just like it.
Yeah. No, Blink-182 was a gateway band for you to getting into the punk pop.
Very pivotal gateway band for me. With getting my own style of music.
Totally. Yeah. No, that's great. I'll move along. We're going to go back across the pond to the UK. My next video is Yellow, Coldplay.
Oh, Coldplay Yellow.
You know it.
I do know it.
I think everybody
beach.
knows it. Yeah. The classic one of Chris Martin, the lead singer of Coldplay, walking along the beach. It was filmed somewhere in like South England obviously along a shoreline, along the beach. And this was Coldplay's very first single, Yellow. So you have to think of Coldplay in 1999. They're nobodies right now. They're not what they are today. Of course, they're an international phenomena. Coldplay.
Oh, yeah. Coldplay are huge
They're
now.
huge. This video, just so well done. Originally, it was supposed to be all the band members. I don't know if you've heard this little tidbit before. It was supposed to be all the band members, but the drummer, the day of this filming, it was the drummer's mother's funeral.
Oh.
Yeah, so
That's bleak.
so the band decided that just the lead singer would do
I
the
had no
video.
idea.
Yeah, and you can you can feel that in the video. And after reading that, you can see that in Chris Martin's face. That kind of raw emotion. And this is gosh, I'm not a film person. It's a one sequence shot, like a one shot where Chris Martin
single shot.
Chris Martin walks up to the camera, and it's just Chris Martin walking along the beach until the very end. The camera moves towards the water, and it starts, I think it's like darker, and then it gets lighter halfway through the video, and it's Chris Martin up close, Chris Martin's beautiful face there, singing to the camera, and very I do have a theme. I have a vibe with my favorite videos.
Yeah,
and
I like it.
Yeah, you're thinking, okay, well, this is Richard Ashcroft. Richard Ashcroft in Bittersweet Symphony does not really look at the camera, whereas Chris Martin sings to the camera.
Yes, I remember that.
He's singing to you, to the viewer. And as I mentioned, this raw emotion, and in talking about a music video matching the feel of a song, I just think Yellow, it's a beautiful song.
It is.
And this is a beautiful, simple video. And Chris Martin singing to you really keeps your interest in the video. Mm-hmm. And I think you've mentioned this, like that engagement with the music video. Chris Martin really does this so well. And talking about, kind of similarly to Blink-182, capturing like the zeitgeist of the music and culture of the time, going back to 1999 when this was released, or 2000, just signifying kind of a change in British rock music with this song, like that softer guitar rock of Coldplay, Travis, Star Sailor. You know, Britpop's been wrapped up, and I find this video visually really captures that. It's a basic video, but also emotionally complex. And it was filmed when Chris Martin was a nobody. He wasn't Chris Martin.
No.
And he's got like this timid confidence to him, I find, in this video.
Yeah.
And it's just, so well done. I watched it a couple of times this week, and I love it.
Well, kind of going back to what I said about Gwen and Don't Speak, it was just Chris Martin being Chris Martin.
Yeah. Yes.
You know,
yes,
it's before he became, the Chris Martin, married to Gwyneth Paltrow, one of the biggest bands in the world. This was just Chris Martin being Chris Martin. And full disclosure, I'm not a huge Coldplay fan, but I did always like this video. And I do like the song. It's a very, like you said, it's a very beautiful song.
It is. And you make a really good point. It's Chris Martin, how I liked him best.
Yeah. So I'm going to totally change my route. I went from really funny, cute Blink-182, All the Small Things. And the last video on my list is not funny or cute at all, but it really is a well done video, to say the least. So I'm going to go with Pearl Jam, Jeremy.
Wow. That's back to the early 90s.
Yes. This video was released August 1st, 1992.
Wow.
I was, Sarah? 5 years old?
Yeah.
Not even yet. I wasn't even 5 yet. I would have just been before 5. So,
you don't remember.
Yeah, needless to say, I did not watch this video when it came out. Number one, it wouldn't have been appropriate. Number two, my brother hated Pearl Jam, so it would never have been played in our house. It came out in 1991. I personally didn't see this video until 2001 because I don't know if you remember, Sarah, but 102.1 The Edge, the alternative rock station from Toronto, for a brief time they had a music channel station.
Oh my goodness. I totally forgot about that.
Do you remember it though?
I do. Wow.
It came out at the perfect time for me because I was just starting high school and getting into alternative rock and grunge. So this was when I was introduced to Pearl Jam, Jeremy. I had no idea what Pearl Jam looked like before I saw this video. Yeah. Because they don't make music videos. They don't like making music videos. Oh. And they don't really like people knowing what they look like. Like, they're not on any other album covers.
Oh, wow, that's true.
Yeah. And I was thinking, that's pretty impressive for a band that was one of the biggest bands in the 90s, and they had, like, essentially no music videos except for a few from their first album.
Pearl Jam are an enigma.
Yeah. Like, I was going to say, I'm like, that's another episode talking about Pearl Jam and their uniqueness. So originally, the record label wasn't crazy about them coming out with Jeremy as a single. It's a pretty depressing song based on a true story about a young boy named Jeremy. He shot himself and killed himself in front of his classmates in Texas.
Wow, I didn't know that was a true story.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
So based on a true story, pretty disturbing story. Eddie Vedder, he got the idea for the song because he read about this story in just a small snippet of a newspaper. Wow. So his point was, it's this horrible, horrendous story about gun violence, and it just makes a tiny little snippet in a newspaper. Kind of shows you in the States, I don't like to get too political, but gun violence is just, it's so common in the States that these stories don't even make headlines because they happen so often. So all of that being said, the record label wasn't super crazy on them coming out with Jeremy as a single, but eventually they warmed up to the idea. And how do you make a video for a song like this?
Oh my goodness.
But they do it, Pearl Jam, they did it with the directors, they did it so well. If I could use one word to describe this video, it would be haunting. It's not an enjoyable video to watch. It's not sit back and relax and watch it. It's a video that makes you think, which I appreciate. And Jeremy, this is just an example of a band using the music video as a platform to convey a strong political message.
That's true. Yeah.
Because the video, just everything about it, like at the end, it shows Jeremy put the gun to his mouth, and the next scene is all his classmates have blood all over them. So gives you an idea of what happened. And even just that scene, it always stuck out for me, where he's just wrapped in the American flag with the fire in the background.
Gosh.
Just very disturbing imagery. And the young man that played the role of Jeremy in the video, he did such a good job of portraying the role of just a frustrated young man who can't get through to his parents, can't get through to his classmates. And even in the video, watching it again, I forgot, like, throughout the video, there's just snippets of Bible verses. And it's not because Pearl Jam is a biblical band. I think it's just a commentary on, in the States, it's very, read the Bible. You're going through a hard time, just read the Bible. Like, what would Jesus do? And for some people, they need more than that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is just my own interpretation of it, but it's just, a very well done video. And kind of what you were talking about with Chris Martin and Yellow, the emotion on Eddie Vedder's face when he's singing it. Yeah. You can just feel that he feels this song.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. That was one thing that really stuck out for me.
Just Eddie Vedder does an amazing part of this video, just playing the narrator, as they said he plays, and telling the story, and just having this look on his face of the pain and frustration. Yep. So I just appreciate this video. I think it's worth watching. Like I said, it's a video. It makes you think. It makes you think about gun violence. And as much as I love the 90s, a really dark part of the 90s was the violence of the 90s. You had Paul Bernardo, you had the O.J. Simpson trial, you had the Oklahoma City bombing, and then, of course, you had Columbine, which unfortunately is kind of the idea of Jeremy. You have Columbine, which is, again, like Jeremy, just this horrific gun violence story in the States. And after Columbine, I was reading up on Jeremy. They said this video didn't get played as much, replayed, because it's triggering. And Sarah even commented when she watched it on YouTube, they actually warn you at the beginning that this video...
Yeah, it may be triggering for some. Yeah, for sure.
So definitely. I picked this as a video on my list, like I said, not because it's a fun, lighthearted video, but just a well-done video. And you hear this song like Jeremy, and you think, as a band, like, how do you make a video for this? Like, do you not really make it in context of the lyrics at all? Do you just do like a live thing like they did with Even Flow and Alive? Right. Or do you try to do this, but it could it could come across as really cheesy, but no, they did it. Pearl Jam did it in such a way that it just makes you think, and it's just like a little short film and a really well done one. It won the coveted Video of the Year award at the 1993 MTV Video Music Awards.
Wow.
They brought the young man who played Jeremy up on stage with them to get the award.
Okay.
And I think even to this day, didn't you comment that you've read it's on like lists of influential music videos? Jeremy's made it.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a bold move on Pearl Jam's part to choose this song. And as you mentioned, I'm sure there was a lot of discussion around how do we portray this song visually. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and then the funny thing is they make this music video. It's huge. It wins the Video Music Award, and then they just stopped making music videos.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they didn't make one again until 1998's Do the Evolution.
Oh my goodness,
and
that I remember.
And again, they're not even in that music video. It's all animated.
Yeah, you're right.
So they really were a band. They said they didn't want to be known for music videos, and they're not known for music videos necessarily. Yeah. So I guess they achieved that goal. So let's end our list on a lighter note than Pearl Jam's Jeremy. Sarah, what do we give the crown to for our music video influences?
So the crown for the Girls Like Rock 2's most iconic rock video goes to Oasis Wonderwall.
Man, that video, I'm transported back to our living room in Embro watching this video. Oh. And I just remember me watching it and being like, this seems pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was played so much. As Katie mentioned, I think I mentioned this too, when we were really young, we didn't have cable. So it was like this one Saturday afternoon show that would play. They would count down a major Canadian radio station, like the top 30. And of course, Oasis, Morning Glory, all the singles were on there forever. And so Wonderwall was played a lot. And like you said, I'm transported back to being a kid watching this video. And I watched it again this week. And wow, I just remember every scene, like that scene where the clown at the beginning.
The clown, he turns on the record. And then the girls, like the showgirls dancing.
Yeah. And Liam in his like Burberry shirt and the glasses,
and it looks like a hair cutting chair.
Yeah, it does. It's like this.
It's random.
It's some studio in London, and it's just random things, and the band's just kind of walking around and talk about suiting the vibe of the song.
Yeah, right? It did. And black and white.
Did. Black and white.
It did. Like it's kind of Sarah's theme. This whole list and this whole episode. It's a fairly simple video.
It is,
but simplicity sometimes is key.
Yeah.
It doesn't take away too much from the song. Like it's just a well done, nice music video.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. Noel looks great. He kind of winks at the camera in that one scene.
And I even remember like Noel's like chewing gum that looks to the screen and lifts his eyebrows. Like I remember that video so vividly.
Well, maybe that's it. He lifts his eyebrows.
Does he just like
he doesn't wink? And then there's
I think he lifts his eye. And then don't they have something? No, wait, no, never mind.
That's another one. That's another video, another iconic video. But as you said, this is one of Oasis's more simple videos.
Yeah.
Before like Be Here Now and everything, but it's just so great.
I know. You think of Do You Know What I Mean? And that must have cost so much money. The helicopters and the kids in this field.
Yeah.
But this one, it was just like basic bitch. Like it was just Oasis hanging out as a band in a studio. And I love that video.
Yeah, and I guess all these videos, they're authentic selves. Like you think of Wonderwall, that's the brand that Oasis wanted to represent to the world, and they did it very well in this video. So congratulations to Oasis, Wonderwall.
Yeah,
it's the crown.
Actually, like my final note, what's kind of interesting when I think of all the videos we've picked is all these videos were either before they were really famous or are kind of the videos that skyrocketed them to fame.
That's a good point,
I
Katie.
feel like these videos were just really the band.
Yeah,
or the artist.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. All of them.
So check out our videos, please, if you haven't, or if you've seen them, but it's been a long time. Let me know. Comment if all the small things made you laugh, because it literally made me laugh.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah. Yeah. So if you've made it this far, thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate your time. Katie and I post a new episode every other Friday. Our podcast is available on YouTube and Spotify.
And we just want to remind everybody that Girls like rock too. And don't forget to hit subscribe.